Hey gang, thanks for joining me again in our next video in the series of foam rolling. So we're going to do the side of the hip all the way down to the knee. The reason that's so important is because this muscle up here, it's called the tensor fasciae lata, and it's toward the front of my hip, and it's only about as big as my hand. But that little muscle goes into something called the iliotibial band, and that goes all the way to the knee. So if this muscle up here in my hip is really tight, it contributes to a lot of knee pain, so we're going to do that. And then we're going to work on the actual hip. We're going to work on what we think of as our bottom, and that's because there's several rotators that rotate the whole lower extremity or the hip. And if you have a problem with one of those, it can create sciatic-like pain, low back pain, hip pain, and again, sometimes even knee pain. So I'm going to show you really quick how we're going to do that. I like to start and do this muscle up here called the tensor fasciae lata. And so it's from the top of the femur head to the just below the crest of the hip. So I'm going to position myself on the foam roller right there. Okay, and then I'm going to roll back and forth. I'm going to lean a little bit forward because it's toward the front of the hip, and I'm going to just work that. Okay, and then I'm going to drop the foam roller down so it's below the head of the femur, and I'm going to roll the IT band, and I'm going to do the front edge. And I'm really going to suggest that you roll it out several times, but a lot of times you'll find that the front edge isn't that tender, but you rotate to the back and oh, it can just set you free. So make sure you do both edges of the IT band, all right? So front edge all the way to the knee, to the bottom of the femur head, all right? Then we're going to rotate back, same thing, all the way down to the knee, to the femur head. And you know, it's much more tender on me on the back side, so make sure that you check that out. Now for the hip, what we're going to do is I usually just sit right on the foam roller, okay? So I'm going to lean back and hold myself up. I'm going to cross this leg, and when I do, my body wants to rotate that way, and that's perfect. That's what we want. So we're going to start close to the sacrum, and we're going to roll from bottom of the hip to the top, and go from closer to from midline out. So here we go. Back and forth. And I'm just going to continue to kind of rotate out a little bit, and you can really feel that working. You're going to get a muscle called the piriformis. There's a whole syndrome, piriformis syndrome, that's very much like sciatica. And you can work that muscle out by doing this. So again, thanks for joining me. And I'll see you soon. Bye.